Who am I? I'm Rami. I'm the CEO of Serviceplan Group Middle East, and we are one of the largest independent German agencies in the world. Bravery, to me, it's quite an interesting topic, especially that I've been with the Marketing Society for almost a year now, so we're trying to really push this agenda altogether. Bravery is just being brave about all sorts of communication. It's about pushing boundaries, and that's the most important thing, whether in terms of overcoming adversity, or it's about simply addressing all these controversial issues in the workplace, out of the workplace, and simply being brave in terms of marketing and communication, which is the industry that we're in.
Yeah.
Quite an interesting question, why people are not brave, especially in this region. I can answer that. Recently I was attending an event session about mental health as an example. And again, one of the issues in our region over here is people are scared, for example, to talk about this particular topic, which is now, it's part of our daily life. Mm-hmm. And this is things that we want to change, you know, about the stigma and these taboo topics that are in our region over here compared to more evolved countries like Europe or even the US. It's still so old-fashioned in a way in terms of communication over here, in terms of how you address it, in terms even in the workplace, how you're going to talk about it and simply be open about it. And it's up to us as marketeers and as leaders to simply give the stage to our people to be vocal about it and to be brave about what they are feeling, what they're struggling with, and simply about, even if it's a successful campaign or not, it's okay. It's okay to do a mistake. It's okay to do something wrong and to do a failure in order to be, as we heard today from the speakers, to be a winner after that. Bravery and creativity, especially being a creative agency, and at the end of the day we have to address a client's brief. So this is always the struggle, you know, and this is always interesting when we're sitting in what we call war room, and then we're sitting with the team and discussing ideas, and you see almost half the team, if not the entire team, especially the creative team, are fighting for one idea, and then you, as coming from the suits and the client service, say, I don't feel the client is gonna go for it, but at the end of the day, you need to push for that, and it's always, I call it, it's always lucky if you end up in bed with a client who's brave enough that he will take these brave ideas and take it to action, because this is really where you write history. And we all see now these amazing global campaigns. We saw what Nike did recently. This is what makes bravery in marketing. When you play it safe, people will not remember it. People will not recall what was it about. But then you played it safe and you finished your tenure as a marketing, as a CMO after 10 years, but that's it. But if you want to write history, you have to be brave about it. And you can only do this with brave people at the agency, but also brave people above you, below you, in the workplace. If people are not brave, how do I push them into bravery? I can talk about my team, I can talk about my organization, and again, I'm always repeating it of starting from the top, although I don't believe in hierarchy whatsoever, you know, try always to play it agile. As an organization, we're in like a situation that we're on a creative side, we're like a situation that we are an agency at the end of the day, so we can really be just open about it. We heard Ari today talking about Facebook and how do they do it. Again, open door policy. Beyond that, even a junior or intern can question a CMO. We try to do the same, even as an agency, and this is where my door is continuously open. And we always encourage in meetings, you know, for everybody to have a voice, everyone to say something. There is nothing wrong, there is no mistake, just say it. If you have an idea, even if you've just been with us for 2 days, if you have an idea how to make the whole workplace better, just say it. And then we can discuss it, and either we go with it or not. And if we don't go with it, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just simply, you've been brave about it. And again, we heard Khalid, how he did it with his boss. This is how you remember people, by if they are brave enough, but you as a leader, you have to give them the chance to be brave. And you have even to push them sometimes out of their comfort zone to be brave. If the rest of the world can learn from the Middle East or vice versa, quite an interesting question. Both ways, in my opinion. Yes, definitely, the rest of the world can learn from the Middle East and can learn specifically from Dubai as a business model, which is a bit specific in itself compared to the rest of the Middle East. if you look back into this country, how they started, where are they, and where are they now? And you, as an Emirati, for example, wherever you are around the world, if you say, I'm from Dubai, even I'm an expert in Dubai, everybody recognizes you now. And again, this is going back to the leadership and the brave leadership of the country itself. So definitely, this is a perfect example about bravery, because again, if you look back 20, 30 years, and someone would be telling you, we're going to build all of this in the desert, what's wrong with them? Definitely not. So this is, for me, as a best practice of being brave as a leader and being focused of making it happen. But the same goes into Europe and even the US. And this is where I go less politics, more communication, because definitely we have yet a lot to learn about on communication level. Most of the marketeers over here in our region still play it safe, unfortunately. And for us as advertising agencies, it's always a struggle. It's always difficult, because we always try to go one step further and then pull back 3 steps back in order to be safe into the creative concept at the end of the day, especially that most of the big companies over here as well belong to holdings. Holdings are more in the country over here. They consider a lot into the political situation, the taboos. Don't say this, don't say that. So it's very difficult to really break boundaries compared to what's happening around the rest of the world. Oh wow, that's I think the most difficult question, to be honest. I still yet to do it, to be honest. The bravest thing that I've ever done. I have no idea. Maybe standing here in front of you, I have no idea. No, I mean, taking harsh decisions in my life, which is which happened a couple of years ago, moving from a complete different industry, which is more market research, marketing consultancy, and jumping into advertising. This was really a deep dive. And I still remember leaving late to the office when I was doing what I was doing, means 7 p.m. And on the 3rd, 4th day of me joining the advertising world, I still remember clearly, I left at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., went home, took a shower, came back for a presentation at 8 a.m. With a client. So again, this move in itself, it was difficult, it was tough, but I loved it, loved every piece of it. Unfortunately, this is the bravest part that I believe as of now. Unfortunately, because I still believe there is really so many things we're skeptical or reluctant to do and requires more bravery. And listening today to some of the conversations, especially Omar in the beginning, honestly, I felt like, I mean, there are so many things we're missing in life, which we have to simply be brave about it, talk about it. And I loved what he said towards the end, look for the passion, because if you're not looking or living the passion, you're simply not alive.